This is Task 1E Part 5. This is pretty much an exam question. You're asked to explain how relative and absolute referencing have been used within any of your formulas or functions within the charges table worksheet. So it's no good using the proposal worksheet, and anyway, because absolute and relative referencing is reliant upon you copying and replicating formulae, this wouldn't be appropriate. Whereas in the charges table, you have got references that have been replicated. Now if we have a look at this one, we've only got one cell reference, so we certainly haven't got both relative and absolute. When we have a look at these, we've got to decide which ones are relative and which ones are absolute. Year column is a range and it's the column next door, and because of it being the column next door, it always refers to the row that it's currently in, and that makes year column a relative reference. Rates table, however, is this, and it is not relative. The reason being that when this formula is copied down, year column will keep referring relatively to the same row, whereas rates table will not change the position. So it will always be looking at this table here. It will not change down one row as we copy down one row. There are other ones that you could use as well, but this is the simplest one. Now, when you describe it, you'll need to explain how year column changes the reference based on the row and how rates table doesn't change. What might help you to help when describing it is, instead of using the words and the phrase year column, is actually put in here B2. Just for the bit where you're describing it. You don't have to change your other formulas and functions to what you've done before. Now you can show that when you copy this formula down, it changes to B3, B4, B5. You could also do the same with the rates table. Well, the rates table is A3 through to B18. Now if I was to just put in A3 to B18, we would have also, and we also need to put in the fact that it's a data worksheet. Then when we copy it down, we do have a bit of a problem in that it changes to A4 to B19, A13 to B28 eventually, which is looking at this, which is not what we want it to do. So we can explain how the equivalent reference for rates table will have been $3. In fact, we can put dollars in front of a whole lot, it doesn't matter, but it's a row ones, it's the ones in front of the numbers that are important here. We'll put our dollars in and copy that down, and we can show how that stays the same. So when you annotate it, it's worth mentioning the equivalent cell references and how they would change or not change as you replicate down the column.